On a cold February evening in 2004, a 21-year-old nursing student named Maura Murray got into her car, drove into the mountains of New Hampshire, and disappeared. No witnesses, no footprints, no clues strong enough to explain what really happened. For more than 20 years, her disappearance has remained one of the most baffling cold cases in American history, spawning countless theories, investigations, and heartbreak for a family still searching for answers.
2 days.
10 days.
1 year.
8 years.
10 years.
15 years. Almost 20 years later.
Today we're going to walk through the final 48 hours of Maura's known life, break down the evidence, and explore the theories that continue to haunt investigators. To understand Maura's disappearance, we need to look at what was happening before she vanished, because several strange events took place. Maura Murray was a bright, athletic student attending the University of Massachusetts Amherst. She was studying nursing. She had a boyfriend. She came from a family that loved her deeply, but in the days before she vanished, something was wrong. 4 days earlier, Maura had a late-night breakdown during her shift at a campus security job. She received a phone call that left her shocked and in tears. To this day, no one knows who was on the other end of that call. Her supervisor found her shaking, unable to speak. That moment has puzzled investigators for decades. Was it bad news? A relationship issue? A secret she was hiding? We still don't know. On February 9th, 2004, Maura suddenly emailed her professors claiming there was a death in the family that required her to leave campus for a week. This was not true. No one in her family had passed away. Then she printed out directions to the White Mountains of New Hampshire, an area she loved but had no planned trip to visit. She withdrew $280 in cash, bought alcohol from a nearby store, and packed some belongings. She didn't tell her boyfriend, she didn't tell her family, she didn't tell her friends. She simply got into her black Saturn sedan and drove north. The question is, was she running away from something or running toward something? Around 7:27 p.m., a local resident in rural Haverhill, New Hampshire, heard a loud thud outside her home. When she looked out, she saw Maura's car crashed into a snowbank. Another neighbor who lived nearby, a man named Butch Atwood, drove up in his bus and offered help. Maura refused, insisting she had already called AAA.
I just asked her how she was. She said she was shaken up. I couldn't see any blood on her face, and she was shaking like this. I says, okay, I'm gonna go call the police.
Which investigators later confirmed she had not. She seemed shaken, maybe even scared. Atwood drove home and called the police. When officers arrived only 7 minutes later, Maura was gone. Her car was locked. A box of wine was spilled inside. Her phone, wallet, and keys were missing. But there were no footprints leading into the woods. No drag marks, no sign of a struggle. It was as if she had simply vanished into thin air. Police, dogs, volunteers, and helicopters began searching the area. A scent tracking dog followed her trail for only 100 meters before it suddenly stopped, as if she had gotten into a car. This sparked one of the earliest theories. Did someone pick her up? Had a stranger stopped on that lonely road? Or did Maura get into a vehicle willingly? To this day, the road is quiet, isolated, and heavily wooded, the kind of place where someone could vanish quickly if they wanted to. Investigators and internet sleuths have spent years trying to piece together what happened to Maura Murray. Here are the leading theories. Theory 1, she walked into the woods and died. Some believe she wandered off, possibly intoxicated or injured, and succumbed to the freezing night. But search teams covered every inch of the nearby forest. Nothing was ever found. Theory 2, she was picked up by a stranger. The abrupt end of the dog's scent trail suggests she got into a vehicle. But who and why? The area is so remote that the odds of a random kidnapper passing by at that exact moment are extremely low, unless someone was following her or she had agreed to meet someone there. Theory 3, she planned a disappearance. Some point to the lies about a death in the family, withdrawing cash, and the alcohol purchase. Was she escaping pressure at school, relationship issues, mental stress? The problem is, if she wanted to disappear, why crash her car? Why go somewhere with no supplies to survive long term? It doesn't add up. Theory 4, she met with foul play and many investigators believe she was abducted, either by a passerby or someone she trusted. Cold cases in rural New England sometimes involve opportunistic criminals, truckers, or someone living nearby. The truth is, no evidence rules this out. Theory 5, another car accident. Some believe she may have accepted a ride, asked to be dropped off somewhere else, and later met another accident far from the crash site. Today, more than 2 decades later, Maura's family is still searching. Her father has spent countless days walking through woods, following every possible lead, refusing to give up hope. Investigators periodically research old areas, revisit old witnesses, and test new technology. But the truth remains frustratingly out of reach. There's no definitive evidence, no confirmed sightings, no remains, just a grieving family, and one haunting question. How does a person vanish on a snowy road with houses nearby, police minutes away, and no trace left behind? Maura's disappearance is not just a mystery. It's a reminder of how fragile life can be, how quickly something can change, and how much unanswered questions can shape a family's world forever. If you want to see me cover more real missing person cases, unsolved mysteries, or true crime stories, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and may Maura's family one day find the answers they deserve.